All right. Hey, welcome back. So, podcast number 4. Here we go. How y'all doing? How you guys been? How are you doing? Yeah, I've been thinking about my New Year's resolutions today. And I made a New Year's resolution to try to lose some weight. And I'm not sure if it's going good or if it's going bad. I came up with a little rundown for you guys. Let's see. The first day I called Supplementation Day, January 1st. All right, this is the day where I get my body ready. I get in peak physical condition. So I went to the store, picked up some supplements, got all the usual suspects, multivitamin, Pepto-Bismol, Imodium AD, everything I'm going to need to keep myself healthy through this transition. And on the first of the year, I just really focused on getting myself back in fighting shape. Then I had a little bit of a rocky start going from there. So the second day, my plan is to get to the gym 3 days a week for 30 minutes. I read a book that said that you want to really start easy and kind of work your way into it. And maybe set an attainable goal and then build up from there rather than setting too big a goal. So the first day I went and I went to the gym really early. And when I got there, and it was kind of dark. It was still dark out. It's January. And I saw one person and he was walking away from the gym. And I figured since it was 6:45 in the morning, there's no way that guy was just finishing his workout at that time. So he must have been doing the same thing I did and got there and walked up and they were closed and he was walking away. So wasn't able to go to the gym on the second. Then on the third, I went a little bit later and I went in and I did not realize that you need a membership to go to a gym. I thought it was like a movie theater. You just pay and go in. So I had to fill out some paperwork and, put some money down. And that took about half an hour. Actually, it took a little more, half an hour. So that was kind of my workout for the day there. Then the day after that, by then I figured, it was kind of like, I'd lost a week and I got busy. So I figured, okay, the next Monday, I'm going to start hard. I've got a good start this week. I got 3 days. I, got myself healthy. I went to the gym, even though I didn't go in. And then I went to the third day, I got my membership. I figured Monday we'll start strong. So then Monday rolls around, and you know what? I forgot the kids go back to school. Well, actually, they went back to school the Monday before, and I guess I'd gotten so taken up with getting in shape. I've been so focused on it that, I kind of forgot to send the kids back to school. They didn't say anything. I thought they would remind me, but anyways, neither here nor there. That reminds me, we ended up getting a letter from the principal that I guess they had some sort of COVID outbreak at the school. So, holiday COVID outbreak, but my kids weren't there. So I guess Street Smarts wins again. And so anyways, I missed Monday. And then I was thinking, if I go Tuesday, then I have to go Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And if I miss another day that week, then I'll have to do a makeup day on Sunday. And then I have to start my week again on Monday. Then I might end up working out Sunday and Monday. And, well, first of all, who needs that kind of stress on a Sunday, right? And then I was thinking, if I work out Sunday and Monday, I'm going to burn out. So basically right now, I'm waiting until next Monday. So that's I feel like I got some good wins there, but I just don't want to lose progress. And that's how my New Year's resolution is going. Resolutions are important. That reminds me, I was thinking about resolutions, other good resolutions, or other situations where people resolve to do things. And like warriors often make, they're described as having resolve. And oh man, yeah, I was thinking, I resolve to my New Year's resolution is I'm gonna start making a list of all my Trump supporting friends, or for instance, trying to think of what what I mean, where they're like, we're making a list, we're gonna resolve to, like Malcolm X had a lot of resolve. He was like, I'm resolving to bring the civil rights discourse to the forefront of the American consciousness. He did that with resolve, and so sometimes, like in that situation, resolve is a good thing. But I was thinking that sometimes resolve is a bad thing. Like maybe, how about in communist Russia, when they resolved to get rid of all the, what did they do there? They were real big into communism, and they didn't like the landowners, and they resolved. Anyways, I don't know where I'm going with this. Moving on. One of my favorite podcasts right now is, and what's it called? Oh, We Might Be Drunk. And I like this thing they do where they got Rex and peeves on there. So I came up with a rec and a peeve for you guys. A rec is a recommendation. So one thing I recommend that I've been doing is watching the sunset every day. Man, I can't recommend that enough. I've been doing that for a couple months now, just trying it out. And, I haven't gotten bored of it yet. It's interesting because no two sunsets ever look the same, which I guess seems obvious. But the person is always awed by the sun. Is that true for you too? Are you awed by the sunset? I don't know. That's what I'd like to find out. That's why I'm gonna start asking people if they enjoy the sunset. But I've been really making a commitment. I've been resolved to see the sunset every day, and I don't know if it's had an impact on my life, but it's kind of cool. And so, yeah. And then a pet peeve I have is when people screw around too much. Now, don't get me wrong. I like to screw around just as much as the next guy. But sometimes I don't like it when people, when there's like a level of playful banter or playfulness. And, sometimes people take it, like at work, for example. Work, when you screw around at work, you got to walk a real fine line because, work shouldn't be so strict that you never screw around. But by the same respects, you shouldn't screw around so much that you bug your boss. And so I hate it when, when you like screw around with somebody and then they start really screwing around and you're like, oh man, did I get this person riled up? Was this person already riled up? And then the boss comes and then they keep screwing around and being silly. And you're like, cool it, man. The boss is right there. And they're like, I don't know. Some people are so brazen about it. But then I kind of feel captivated by it. I kind of feel like they're holding me hostage because, I was screwing up first and they're like, I don't know. I guess it's probably totally on me. I should just walk away. But I'm like, okay, wrap it up, dude. I gotta go. And so, I don't know. That bugs me when it happens to me. Let's see. What else has been going on with me? Those kids went back to school this week. And so I was thinking a little bit about education because, the kids are getting educated. And I remember school. In fact, I remember before school. And before school, that was the best time of my life. And I had no problems before school. It's really true. Somebody was telling me that the other day. And I was thinking, yeah, before school, that was a pretty good time. And then when I got to school, I remember they started giving me problems. They give me problems every day. They were giving me problems to take home. At the end of the week, they would come up with big problems for me. They were just, I've had problems ever since. I'm starting to think that maybe School was the problem. I remember when I think we all first realized that school was a problem for me. And it was until high school. At least that dawned on me. Other people probably were aware well before for this. I thought I was a good student. But I remember in high school, we had to read To Kill a Mockingbird. And I thought it was a recipe book. I thought we were learning to cook. I thought, Atticus Finch was a bird dish. Boo Radley was some kind of sauce. Yeah. There was that part about molasses. That was my favorite part of the book. That was the best thing I read in high school. I've been putting molasses on everything ever since. But anyways, yeah, and I've been reading a little bit. So I like to read. I'm not just because I'm bad at school doesn't mean I don't like to read. Who doesn't like to read? So I've been reading this book by Stephen King, and they were talking about. I was thinking that maybe it's an allegory. This book's called The Stand, and 99% of the people in the world get wiped out by this plague, and it's kind of about society after everyone gets wiped out. And so I'm starting to think that maybe it's an allegory for evil, because there's this evil guy. Now I've read the back of the book, and there's an evil guy and there's a good woman. And the evil guy is kind of like, he's mentioned a lot throughout the book. He's a main character in the book. There's a couple of main characters that we're following. But this guy is kind of like, he has a very big presence in the book. And he even gets to the point where people are dreaming about him, that they've never even met him or seen him, but they can just sense his evil presence coming. And I think it's sort of like an allegory for evil in the world and in our lives. It makes me think, just judging by how much he's mentioned. I'm about halfway through, and I just got to the point where the good woman is mentioned for the first time. And first of all, it was kind of nice because it was a relief from all the evil. There's a lot of evil. But I was thinking, that's kind of how life works. We're kind of surrounded by evil. And evil is easy. Evil is everywhere. But the good is still there. It's just harder to find. And the guy who finds it is the guy who's got it the roughest. But he's got the best attitude. Based on everything that's happened to him, he's been beat up. He's been blinded. He's been in a storm. And he's been in an accident, and he's really mangled. He almost had gangrene, or a blood infection, and he was shot. He had his eye gouged. He just has been having a terrible time with things. And but he's the first one to have the dream of the good woman, and so. A lot of people like to look at society first. They like to look at, they read a story like this and they'll be like, what does this mean for the greater society? And they say, what would it be like if the world was reduced, the population was reduced by 99%? What would it be like? But I like to read it from sort of another perspective, which is, I like to think of myself as, like, the book is describing something that could be going on within myself. And, like all these different characters are kind of part of me. Sometimes I'm evil. Sometimes I'm good. Sometimes I get beat up. Sometimes I'm, just going with the flow. I can kind of identify with all these characters. So I think that they're probably all sort of representative of parts in me. And it got me thinking about dreaming. And, what is dreaming? Because all these characters are sharing dreams, even though they're spread out all over the country. They haven't met each other. They haven't seen the evil guy. And this character, he hasn't seen the good lady, but he has a dream about her. And so they're all kind of sharing these dreams. It makes me wonder about my consciousness, because they all sort of have a collective consciousness that's awakening in the aftermath of the fall of society. And they're kind of being called together, whether they realize it or not, because they're searching for people. They're searching for civilization. They're searching for order. There's so much chaos. They're all coming together. And, thinking about dreams, I know Freud and Jung and a lot of people spent a lot of time contemplating dreams. And nobody really knows what dreams are, where they come from. But it made me wonder, I've learned about dreams in psychology class, and there's an evolutionary biological basis to dreams, and there's basis theory, however you say that. They say that it helps you remember the events of the day, to prepare you for tomorrow, to encode and consolidate things you've learned or things you've done so that you're better prepared. Your mind kind of goes over all the neural connections that you've made during that day. I've heard about things like that. And that's all like the physical part of reality. It makes me wonder about the spiritual part of reality. That part that's connecting all the consciousnesses of the people in this world. Or maybe me. It's like all the different parts of me are sort of, they're all connected by this dream. Or maybe have I ever had dreams that other people have had? Have other people had dreams that I've had? Do we share dreams? Are there similar dreams? Do I have dreams, or do dreams have me? Yeah. All right. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.